Greetings, family and friends. Welcome to my page. So, today I'm going to be sharing with you some notes from my upcoming webinar series as part of the Engage Institute, an advanced smart leadership coach. I would be sharing with you my topic called self confidence. So, guys, recently I have noticed a lot of negativity, a lot of toxicity on our social apps. Remember, you are loved, you matter. You know, there are times I've noticed, scrolling through people's posts, content creators that have put up what they like, who they are, what they are about. And I've noticed people sharing memes, sharing videos, and commenting negatively on their posts. Remember, guys, this speaks volumes of their character and who they are. You don't need to entertain this. You don't need to let it bring your self confidence down. It does not define who you are. You do not need validity from these people. It can happen with our family, our friends, our work colleagues. Remember, you are important and you are enough. So before we dive into my notes, if anybody has any comments, you can post it in the comment section. And I will be doing a live again to continue on this topic. I think it's very, very important that we as a society are there to uplift one another, are there to elevate, to upskill, and to share the knowledge that we have in living in a better and a creative society. So here goes. Unlocking self confidence and embracing your true potential. Self confidence is a journey, not a destination, a culmination of self awareness, self acceptance, and self love. When you believe in yourself, you unlock a world of possibilities. Self confidence is about embracing your strengths and your weaknesses. It's about being kind to yourself. When you stumble, it is not the end. It's about taking risks, learning from failures, and celebrating small victories. When I focus on my passions and values, I feel more grounded and self assured. I remind myself that everyone has their own experiences, their own unique perspective, and that mine are worth sharing. Self confidence isn't about being perfect, it's about being authentic. It's about showing up, being vulnerable, and trusting that you have the resilience to navigate through life's challenges. As I continue on my journey, I'm learning to silence my inner critic and amplify my inner cheerleader. In discovering that self confidence is something that I have in me, it is not something you either have or you don't. It's something you can cultivate with patience, practice, and self compassion. What does self confidence mean to you? How do you cultivate it in your life? Post your comments in the comment section. In my line of work, guys, as a humanitarian and the founder of the City Hope Foundation, self confidence might induce feelings of helplessness in the underprivileged communities that I serve. Individuals might feel they lack control over the direction of their lives. Starvation and poverty is one of the contributing factors. This alters the mindset of not having enough confidence and belief in their life for their future due to unfavorable conditions they live in. I promise you guys, I've witnessed this firsthand. These communities live in deplorable conditions. I've seen the hopelessness in their face. I've witnessed the tear-stained faces. I've seen these beautiful people that have so much of talent. They have so much of passion in them, but because they are labeled in life, they don't believe they are worthy to upgrade themselves, upskill themselves in this world, because people have passed judgment. As I said in the beginning, there's a lot of negativity and toxicity, not only on our social apps, it is also in and around our communities. So uncertain access to enough food can starve a child's self-esteem and confidence in making healthy life choices. Guys, when you see the greats of the world, people in sports or any other field of work that are coming out of impoverished communities, the world celebrates them because they are born with such an amazing talent, whether they are a fast runner or a soccer player or something to do with cricket or anything. Could be a spelling bee wizard, whatever it is. I'm just giving you examples. We celebrate them when they are up there. We are proud of them. They come from our country. We want to showcase them on our social media. But all the while, people have labeled them that they are good for nothing. They don't deserve the goodness of this earth. So self-confidence can be deprived in many situations and circumstances, and I find that people take pleasure in destroying another person's ability to progress in life. So there comes the feeling of powerlessness. People living in poverty may feel a sense of powerlessness and voicelessness, which can negatively impact their self-esteem, self-confidence, and belief in their ability to improve their situation. So again, negativity and toxicity plays a major role. There are people that wake up every morning that live to destroy somebody's character, that live to bring misery to another human being. If we all decide to spread a little positivity in somebody's life, or if we have nothing nice to say nothing at all. Because the impact that we put out there in the world in a negative way can affect a person's mental health. So growing up in impoverished conditions often leads to anxiety, depression, and no self-confidence. The constant stress and uncertainty of survival and not having basic needs met can have a lasting impact on mental well-being. And I promise you guys, if you have witnessed this firsthand, you will have an idea about what I'm talking about. It is not nice when we see communities going through the suffering, through the pain. If you have never hit rock bottom, you will never know the cries, the tear-stained faces we see, the struggle to survive, to get a meal for the day. We are not talking about only youngsters. We are talking about toddlers, teen children. We are talking about senior citizens, older people, that have come to a point in their life where they feel this is the circumstances, this is the situation that they are going to live in for the rest of their life because they have been judged and labeled. Starvation and poverty can significantly negatively impact self-confidence. So what are we doing about this? How do we build self-confidence? How do we help one another to progress in life? We practice self-care. We build positive relationships. We work on a growth mindset. You challenge yourself. You practice self-affirmations. You set achievable goals. You challenge negative thoughts. You embrace new experiences. You celebrate your accomplishments. And you recognize your unique talents and skills. Guys, I have discovered many a times, whether I've seen it for myself or read it on social media, read it in the newspaper, that the most amazing people come out of these situations, the forgotten communities. As I said, they live in deplorable conditions. They are fighting for their survival. Let's be a community that cares, that loves, that wants to assist the next person. When you leave this earth, and it's your time, when God is calling you back home, what footprint are you leaving behind? What is your impact that you are leaving behind? What will people remember you by? Not the money you had, not the riches you had in your bank. What you have done, how you have loved humanity, how you have cared and made a difference. So let's be authentic people. Let's be genuine and let's love humanity.